Guys, this is Rosa from Rosasresources. I want to come on here real quickly and talk to you guys about generational curses and patterns in the family that needs to be broken so everybody could heal and just continue forward with the next generation being a little better than we were yesterday. Guys, again, my name is Sharon, aka Rosa. Thank you for watching my channel. Thank you for being here. I'm in New York, and I just want to say hola, hello, wagwan, wherever you are. Ça va bien for the Africans. Okay. So guys, we're going to be talking about generational curses today and patterns. Everybody has things that happen in their childhood, in their family history. Sometimes the younger generation, sometimes people in the family know about these incidents that happen in the family. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you learn about these experiences because you had an experience and you're wondering if you are the only one in the family that ever went through these things. And trust me, you're not. It's just that you might be the only one that spoke up about it. Okay, so once you speak up about it, everything just come tumbling out of the closet. Okay, I want to share my experience with you guys. I was sexually abused at the age of 12 till about 14, 16, and basically if the adults was aware, they would know because they are following their discernment or they're reading up the room. But sometimes when you live in a chaotic narcissistic household, it's so much moving compartments that people don't pay attention because the place is so busy. That's one thing with living in a confused house. So much things is going on. You're not taking the time to be silent. You see, when you're silent, guys, when you just stand still, you pay attention and be quiet, you're going to notice things. But that's how the devil confuses you. When things are moving so fast and everything is always so fast and is always in and out, you don't pay attention and you miss clues, you miss things. Even it could be happening right in front of you, and you won't know because, you know, basically you're being tricked by the enemy. Okay. And so let me tell you about, as we're talking about pattern, I was sexually abused, right? My sister got pregnant at 12 years old. I guess my mother got pregnant around something like 16. My daughter had her first child around 18. And the pattern continues. So now I don't want my granddaughter to end up in the same situation, so we're breaking generational curses. Okay, and as you notice, each time the pattern, like my sister got pregnant at 12, my mother got pregnant at 16, I got pregnant at 18, my daughter got pregnant at 18. Let's break the curse. No married. Okay, no married and no children. Those children was conceived out of wedlock, basically. Okay, and as you grow, you learn better. So maybe some people will get married, and then, you know, you might have 4 kids, and then one you decide to get married. The 5th kid is not out of wedlock, like that. Okay. So that's what I'm here to talk to you about. So my sister got pregnant when she went to camp, and she was 12 years old. She said everybody else was doing it, so she did it, and it was an older gentleman. They let her have the baby, and my mother took care of the baby as if it was hers, because she was too young to take care of the baby. My mother had me, I think like at age 16. I was the second child, so she had to have my first. I don't know when she had my son, maybe 14, because he's 2 years old, yeah, older than me. So the pattern continues. It's just, we just have to sit down. It's only now when I'm older, I stop to say the pattern has to stop what's going on. Because now, like I said, you sit down and you're thinking about, like, what's going on? Like, this family is so dysfunction. You know, like I said, you have people that are married. This is another pattern. People that are married and they come around the married people, the narcissistic people in the family, and they bring their side chick, and it's a-okay. Everybody's okay with it. They treat the side chick just as they treat the wife. The wife leaves, the side chick comes in. It's just a one big mess. I didn't like that, so I didn't allow someone that was married when I grew up and had my own house. I didn't allow somebody that was married and I knew their wife or husband to bring a side chick into my house. Not gonna happen. And then you start paying attention, you know. There's illnesses in the family that everybody don't know about because everybody keep their illnesses to themselves, like diabetes. It was only when my husband got diabetes that I found out that my mother had it and some other people in the family had it, because, you know, these things are not talked about. But I suggest, guys, that you sit down and talk to your family. Just like you have parties in your house, you should have family meetings and talk about what's going on in the generation, things that's been passed down, because the younger kids need to know. And, you know, like even mental health issues. I knew that one of my aunts had like a mental illness because she was in a psych ward. And one of my cousins, when she tried to commit suicide, everybody was just like, oh, she's in love, she's crazy about the man, but it was mental illness. It was only when I went to dig into what was going on into the family that I sat down after I had a suicidal attempt out of nowhere, that I started to find out, like, what's going on? Why am I even thinking about this? I never thought about this in my life. But because I was coming out of a narcissistic relationship, suicidal thoughts. Listen, narcissism, that abuse is hideous, guys. And I just want to really take time. Anybody that's going through this, hooray to you for getting through it. It's not easy. And we got to heal, guys. And part of the healing process is talking to your family, the ones that do want to listen. Because let me share this story with you. My sister, the 12-year-old, the one that had the child at 12, when she got into a relationship with a gentleman that molested me, he molested all the kids in the family. And you know, when I got older, after my father died, I started flooding, because I guess I put the abuse in the back of my mind. So I started flooding at the funeral, and all these things just kept on coming. All these feelings that I was like holding down inside of me came to the head. And so then I told my mother and I told my sister what was going on with me. And basically it was like, I felt like it was a shrug of the shoulders, like, get over it. So now that things are going on, my mother, she's 80-something years old. She's actually just came out the hospital for a heart attack. And she's healing. So as she's healing, and I feel like, even though I'm the youngest one in the family, as far as my sibling, I feel like I got to dig into the family and see what's going on, talk about these things. So as she's going through the heart attack, and my sister that I had the issue with that really shrugged me off, I picked up the phone because we weren't talking. And, you know, as I picked up the phone to see what was going on with my mother, she started to tell me that she was going through therapy because things that happen, like those things come back to haunt you. Your skeleton come out of your closet. Whether you want to act like you don't care or not, it's going to find you. So as her skeleton find her, she says sorry to me, I say sorry to her, we forgive each other, and we move on. But I'm glad to find out that she's getting healing. And now that she's getting healing, I'm getting healing. My mother, she's old, she's sick, we don't really want to bother her, but I discussed with my sister about her narcissism. And so she said, yes, XYZ people, we had mental health in our family. And then I started finding out that we have family members that died in mental institution. So these things are good to know, you know. You know, when people in the hood or someone goes from 0 to 100 and people say, oh, they crazy. No, they're really, really mentally ill for real. It's not funny. It really, really isn't. You know, we really need to, each one of us has to take accountability for our mental health issues before you end up killing someone. One of my nephew right now is in jail for life. This is the pattern. When he was younger, I remember him going underneath the bed and lighting the big lighter and engulfing the mattress with flame. I was young, I was home, and I had to take care of him, so I had to run out the house and get help. And now he's in prison for something like that, like arson. You know, so when you guys have pattern in the family, when you have patterns in the family like disturbing murders and child abuse and predatory behaviors, you got to pay attention to that, because Not only that person going to go through it, but another generation. Maybe it skip a generation, but another person in the family is going to develop these issues. Because remember, the genes, okay? So he's in jail for that particular crime. And I would say that I don't remember having a good male role model in my family. Not my brother, not my father. They didn't show, yes, they work hard-working people, but as far as lovingness, sit down, I never remember sitting down talking to my father about anything. He just was always distant, always. He'll work money, he just bring the money home, and that's it. It was never ever in a closeness, no matter how I tried to get close to him, and I love my father. My brother, when I used to get beat up from my child's father, beat up in the street, I mean beat up, torn down, beat up, my brother never took up for me. Now, if the shoes was reversed, I'd be fighting in the streets for death. He never took up for me. Even at one point, I remember him being there while the abuse was going on, and he never took up for me. Because like there's this thing like in Jamaica, I'm Jamaican, like when man and woman is fighting, they'll say stay out of it, that's their business. I wasn't married to him, and even if I was married to him, he has no right abusing me. This is America, okay? I don't know the laws in Jamaica, but this is America. It just shouldn't happen at all. Abuse is not okay. So I want to read from the Old Testament about generational curses, guys. In Exodus 34:7, it says that God punishes the children and their children for the sins of the father to the third and the fourth generation. Okay? So this is not just something you're saying like people just randomly saying is generational curses. It's in the Bible. Deuteronomy 30:19 says we can either choose life and blessings or death and curse. Okay? So we want to just be careful about generational curses, guys. We want to break these habits, these horrible habits that we have, that we just sweep under the rug because it's not okay. I would not. Okay, so as far as the abuse is concerned, I'm talking about whether it's physical, sexual, financial, whatever abuse, because there's plenty forms of abuse. And now we got group abuse. Oh my God, mass abuse. These things, societal abuse. People doing things in leadership that is abusive in the workplace. There's so much forms of abuse, guys. We really want to be able to stand up for ourselves. Once we see something happening, we need to nip it in the butt, draw up your boundaries. Do you know that I never knew anything about boundaries until now? I'm 57, and it's the first time in my life I'm knowing that I should draw boundaries. Yeah, I never knew anything about boundaries. I know it sounds ignorant, but I didn't know. And I'm not afraid to come here because maybe somebody else didn't know about boundaries either. Okay? So, you know you don't tolerate certain things, but I didn't know it was like called boundaries. Call me a fool if you want to, but that's just, I'm just sharing my story with you guys. You just let people walk all over you, and until like an abuse gets so hideous, you have to like draw the line because it's not okay with you, and your self-esteem is going down, and you just know that you're better than that. You just have to move on, you know. So generational patterns of abusive behavior needs to stop. So many things going on in the family, guys, that we don't talk about. Like I said, the mental health issues, the sexual abuse. So many people get harassed in the family by family members or by people that's coming around in their circle. Nobody says anything. Please talk to your kids and let them know if uncle, auntie, whoever, babysitter, mother, grandmother, whoever is abusing them, that is a-okay to let you know, and that is a safe space, and that you will at least hear them out. Please, parents, I'm asking you this. Because again, it's only people close to you that is going to abuse your kids. You have them coming in your circle. They just so want to babysit your kids. Oh, go ahead. They happy because when you leave, they could abuse your kid. They give them sweets, you know, they give them candy, they give them money just to keep quiet. They tell the kids that I'm going to kill you if you tell. Don't matter. Don't matter what the abuser says. That's always the threat. I remember my abuser telling me that it's for my good. He's molesting me, and he's telling me that he's going to turn me into a better person later on. He took my virginity. you know. Um, it's even hard still talking about it, you know, because that my abuser passed away, and I didn't have a chance to look him in the eye and tell him, now that I'm older, what I wanted to say, and I couldn't say when I was young, you know. And it's a thing that bothers you. You might think it don't bother you, but it bothers you in your relationship, especially if you're married. If your husband, and I'm talking for myself, but correct me if you guys been abused and you feel the same way, please put your story down here in the comment section. Sexual abuse affects you when you're in a relationship with your husband. You might not want to have pound out sex because it reminds you of rape. It reminds you of, you know, you want gentle sex. It reminds you of being raped. You see while you're having sex with your husband, you see the molester in your thought process. You know, you might not want to open up with your husband the way you really want to, because you know, it's just so hard to just like open up open up to your husband. You know, I don't know how to explain it, but what else? It just affects you in so many ways. You might look at a kid and you could tell that that child is getting abused, because, you know, one of the things is when a child is getting abused, they go into this space where they just disassociate. They may go off in a corner and go in la la land and just be talking to themselves. I need you to pay attention if you see a child doing that. They might just go off in a corner, just like playing with themselves, talking to themselves, and listen to when they're talking to themselves, because sometimes they're saying things that's really going on in real life. So, you know, I like to observe people. But the pattern, I'm just so happy that me and my sister was able to talk about the abuse. And then she opened up to me, because she's my oldest sister. She opened up to me and told me about the other abuse going on in the family, the other mental health going on in the family, and how she feels so free now to finally breathe, because I guess it was a burden on her as well, because that was her partner, and he did affect so many people in the family by molesting them. That particular boyfriend that she had, his son committed suicide because of the abuse, and he was a teenager. And when that kid commits suicide, I don't think the adults really know what was going on, but all the kids knew what was going on. We knew that it was like, you know. And then the effect is what I'm talking about now. My nephew that's in jail, he got molested by that particular, the one that's getting life in jail right now. He got molested by that particular boyfriend of my sister, and he is cuckoo for Cocoa Pops right now. He's serving life for a horrible crime, and I just feel like he probably could have had a better life. I know people say, oh, well, you could turn your life around, but sometimes, guys, when you don't have a fair playing field, you might take a left turn because of your life experiences. No excuse, but I'm just saying that's how some people handle it. And then now, talking about pattern, because you're used to abuse in your life. You get married to the abuse, friends with the abuse, and it just have to stop and break the pattern. Just how you break the pattern, you start standing up for yourself, you start setting boundaries, you cut off people that's not serving you any longer, you don't tolerate horrible behavior, you look into yourself and you start to heal, which is what I'm doing. I am not going to get into another relationship. I don't know if I could be healed 100%, but I will take 80. I will take 80. And how I'm doing that is just like I just washed my hair, and I'm like so happy right now to have the house to myself, because I'm going to play some music in a little while. I'm going to cook, and I'm just going to be by myself in a moment. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, first, you want to make sure you take your issues, because sometimes, you know, you can't tell your friends things, so you take it to God. You try to develop a spiritual, not a religious, but a spiritual relationship with God. Some people call it the universe, whatever it is. You get connected with Source, and that will bring you to a good space in life. And just know that life is a journey, guys. So just take time. You'll be in a better place. Don't feel bad if you're not in a relationship. It's okay to be alone sometime, guys. You got to love yourself before others can love you. And it's okay. Just because you're single don't mean that you're unlovable. You just choose right now to be by yourself, to be in a better place. Turn off the lights, burn some candles, um, lay down, and just meditate. Whatever your thing is for healing. I am going to get a fountain in my house, and I'm going to get a hammock, I think is what you call it, that little bed thing that just swings like that. I just want peace around me, nothing but peace. Dreams are going to come true. It will come true once you start getting better and start healing. I actually had a proposal to go to Africa. I don't know when, I don't know where, but we'll see. You know, I'm excited about that because God did tell me that I'm going to Africa, but I didn't know that it was going to be with this particular person. I'm super happy about that. I just don't know when, but very soon, very soon. I would say in about another 6 months. I just need to figure out which part of Africa. The offer is on the table, and which part of Africa I want to go to. Definitely a safe part. I really, that's one of my bucket lists. That's another thing, guys, bucket list. Whatever you want to try in life, go ahead and do it. I want to tell you guys 2 things. For healing, make sure you write down in a journal. You can get my journals on Amazon /Sharon Walker. Go ahead and support me and purchase a journal and start writing down your feelings. Okay, write down your financial inventory. Write it down, guys. Okay, when you see it on paper, it's much better. It's clear. Also, I found that zip lining, talking about bucket list, it's very good for healing trauma. And if you having trust issues, that's one of the ways to do it. Zip line is very good for trust issues because you just let go. After you learn to let go, when you're looking down, you're going to feel like you can't trust. But after you let go, you see that it's so freeing. And I want to put a zip line event together soon at Jones Beach in New York. If anybody's interested, I'm going to put my email in the subject line. If you guys are interested, I'll see how much people are interested, and we'll make it happen. What else? What else? What else? So much things is going on in my mind. What else, Sharon? What else? What else? What else? Yeah, so that's it. What else? What else? What else? What else, Sharon? What else? What else? What else? Oh, I'm here, guys. Basically, I'm here. As things develop, I will come on here, guys, and talk to you out of my heart. When God gave me the download, like I said, I just came off the phone with my sister, and I had a most amazing. I haven't spoken to my sister like from the heart in a long time, and that was my sister. That was my close sister. But because of all the animosity that I held in my heart for her, and I guess she had for me too, we just didn't click anymore. But I'm so glad that, you know, I'm not glad that my mother got sick, but I'm glad that my mother's sickness brought us closer together, and now I could call her phone again. Now we could talk openly again and be free with each other. And I don't have to be exempt from family issues, from family events, because they excluded me from family events and stuff like that as well. So, you know, it is what it is. I know a lot of people say that when they have narcs in their family that they just, yes, I did no contact for a while, but I love my family and want to learn how to navigate. This is just me telling you guys it's always other options, because it's not everybody could just go no contact and hate their family or whatever. I don't want to do it. So what happened is I did no contact for a while after I was healing from my narcissistic relationship, and I had to cut so many people off, and I was in isolation for a while. And now I just want to I feel a little stronger, and I just want to mend. I think one of the toxic things is when you decide to cut people off, it's not healed. So you just carry resentment, there's no healing, and the cycle continues. So for me, like I said, I'm glad me and my sister is talking now. Whether she want to be a narc or not, she's talking now. She brought herself to therapy, so that's a good thing. I got to give her credit for that. And I just think that there's other alternative as well. After you did no contact for a while, now it's time to mend those relationships, the ones that could be saved anyway. It's just like my mom. My mom is, again, I did no contact from her as well for a little while because it was a little too much and too much repetitive behavior. But when my mother got sick, I wasn't going to say, F my mom. No way, I can't do it. So, like I said, relationships need to be patched up. I could not in my good heart. I could not know that my mother is sick and say F you, who cares, God forbid something happened to my mother and I'm like F you, who cares, who does that? No, I cannot do it. Whoever is doing that, more power to them, but my heart is not that closed and I don't want my heart to be closed and cold like that at all. You know, and then also the children and the grandchildren, no matter what your feeling is with the grandparents or the father. Right now my son went out with his father, and I'm happy about that. I'm so happy about that. I'm so happy that that's another thing about rebuilding, guys. It happened, whatever happens, and he's going out with his father. And I'm happy. He has a mother and a father, and he should get a chance to learn his father himself. So I'm so happy. Like, I'm happy. We all need to rebuild, and in order for society to get better, guys, we all have to look in the mirror at ourselves, and we all have to get better on whatever level that is for you, and just work on self. That's why society is so chaotic right now. Everybody go from 0 to 100 and try to stay at 100. But I don't want to live in a world where everybody is so angry and everything. We still need people that have love in their hearts, you know. Guys, I'm going to go now because I don't want to make this video too long. It's already 26 minutes. I will, as God lead my spirit, I will come on here and speak more. I'm happy about my Africa trip. Again, leave a comment. Leave your experience here, guys. Leave your abuse story here for me, please. Leave your narcissistic abuse story here as well. Leave your experience with the narcissist, if you're healing with the narcissist. If you're coming out of no contact and moving into another direction just to be a civil parent, leave your relationship. I didn't say you and him. I said for the kids' sake. All right, because remember, when you have kids, you got to do graduation together, pregnancy together, sickness together, different things. And as adults, I feel like we need to at least learn how to be civil with each other. I don't do fake smiles, but at least we could be in the same room comfortable. And that's the aim right now. Okay, guys? You remember in the back of your mind what these people did to you, but you don't have to hold malice. You just use your discernment now. And as soon as you feel the bull crap coming on, you dismiss it, shut it down, and let them know that you know what they're doing. Let them know. Okay? It's very, very hard dealing with these people, but I'm learning the patterns, guys. I'm learning them. Who feels it knows it. Thank you guys for listening. I'm going to go twist up my hair now. I got to go do my twisting. All right, guys? Don't be cold. Okay? Keep your heart fresh and keep your heart open. God bless you guys.